Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This week we're painting in gouache on illustration board, and the painting is called Metamorphosis because I really tried to put and mix all the elements that we have been studying during the last 4 months, making video every week, and I think that we reached something here. So have a look, and please share, subscribe, and like if you like my videos. Thank you so much. Let's get started. This week we are really trying to put everything together, everything that I've learned in the last 3-4 months doing these videos. I have found that every week it's really great because I have to push myself in order to create these videos and speak about my paintings as well. So it helps me to really understand my process and to see each painting as a new step on my path of understanding painting and process of making images. So last week we concentrated on perspective, composition, and we worked on a landscape painting. This week, as I promised, I tried to actually put my portrait, but a complex portrait that includes part of the body of Ryan inside an interior space. And I have actually used the perspective again in a very tilted and exaggerated way in order to give more the sense of space. This painting I call Metamorphosis because it's a very strange image. Took the shot while a beam of shadow hit his face and transformed one of his eye darker while the other eye was in light, and it looked like he had one dark eye and one light eye. On top of it, we were going through 72 hours fast while I took this picture, and apart from the contest that it's not really important, this is a metamorphosis for me because lots of elements are getting together. I go back to gouache because I actually have more experience with gouache than what I have with oils. I have done many more paintings with gouache, and I have prepared my illustration board with gesso, transparent gesso on top of my drawing. I have noticed that the first wash came out really nicely, and it was almost sliding on the surface and creating some marbling effects, almost like a real watercolor, and I like that. But I also had a problem because the paint was drying a lot darker than the tone I was applying, so that was a little bit of an adjustment at first for me. I want to mention the fact that I am really enjoying this exaggerated perspectives, and I've always liked that, and I think that I have to confess that I am actually a big fan of science fiction, and so maybe a little bit of my interest in that came out with this painting. Some of my favorite movies are from Ridley Scott, and you can see how in science fiction oftentimes the perspective is used to give the sense of an infinite space to the viewer, and I like that. I like the idea of adding that into a realistic type of domestic setting, to playing with the imagination. I think it's really cool when you are able as a painter to start to integrate many references that sometimes don't come only from the fine art and blue chip art. Another painter that I wanted to mention while I was showing you this painting is great illustrator who lived during the time of Norman Rockwell, who is another American illustrator that I have mentioned before. and his name is Mead Schaffer. I'm not sure if I am pronouncing this correctly, probably not. Last year I have made a master copy, a study of from this illustrator, from his painting The Count of Monte Cristo. This was a very interesting study for me because the light was extreme coming from top and the face was really transforming. He also added a red background and he had this long coat, dark, and it looked so almost like a vampire, and so it looks very almost like a horror illustration, horror type of illustration. And but I really like the way also he painted this and the kind of mark making he used. Very strong, very energetic, and very free and abstract. And I think that last week when we painted the swimming pool, this was another important lesson for me, the idea of trying to include abstractions in my representation, even if I am painting figurative and oftentimes portraits. I still think that it's important to add geometrical shapes, but also to try to look at what I'm painting as an abstraction of shapes and colors. And I think that it came out really well at the end, also because I did play a lot with the edges and with the light and shadow, and some of my lights I was able to push through my outside the shape of my portrait, and that gave a sense of movement and a vibrancy that I enjoy and I really like, and I think I want to explore a little bit more. There is the shadow of the iPhone while I was taking the picture, and that also is a way to suggest that something else is happening outside the image that I am showing you. I'll see you next week, and we're gonna paint some more and learn some more together. Bye bye.